Alrighty, good evening everyone. Yeah, welcome to another stream here. Bit of a different spin here tonight. I'm not really too sure what I'm actually going to drive. Currently in National's car at Rockingham. But yeah, just doing a few tests in terms of changes. Earlier this week I installed some new springs on my Phonetic Club Sport V3 pedals, giving them the first test in iRacing. You're using the black springs on both clutch and throttle, so see how they go. And also doing a few FFB setting changes that have been recommended, giving them a go, and also going to check out just a few changings on my H shifter here. Made it a little bit more increased attention basically. Here's what I've done with that. So yeah, see how we go. Yeah, we've got basically 6 races to do at some point this weekend, as I keep rolling back here. And tomorrow is going to be, we're going to be doing a couple of Indy 500 attempts this weekend for the fixed one, along with a couple next weekend for the open setup Indy 500. So, see how we go. Alrighty, so hopefully we will be able to get the chat working okay, which looks like it is. Excellent. Alrighty. This track definitely isn't one of my favourites here, so well, we'll see how we go though.
There's a car approaching. Don't cross the white line. Watch your mirrors.
Actually, I've just got to change something here. Now, the general recommendation I think is that this needs to be run a little bit higher in terms of force feedback, sort of force, for these particular settings. So I'm going to change that as well. What was I going to change here? So we can just check something in terms of setup. Go just with my current force settings and we'll see how they roll. It does already feel a little bit lighter, so we'll see whether we need to make adjustments as we go along. It is running a relatively loose 10-1 sort of what's the term for it? Steering ratio. Oh. As you do, buddy, as you do. Come on. No.
Your exit is clear. Watch the white line.
Yeah, there's going to be a few hardware sort of changes occurring over the next couple of weeks. We're waiting on, for this particular room, we're waiting some magnetic shifters as well from sim racing machines. They'll be coming hopefully within a couple of weeks. It's a little bit hard to say with the current situation. The bigger change we're running here is that this actually has linearity set on in the Phonetic settings, so it's actually a big change because it makes the force a little bit more sort of even. Takes out the dips and the peaks. So we might have to increase the FFB just to counteract that.
That last lap was at 24.5.
Car on the high side. Clear on the outside.
Doesn't feel too bad so far. Of course, this isn't a car that I use that often, so in terms of a best consideration.
That's your quickest so far. That lap was at 24.3.
Still a little bit of a
The
ways
track
off,
temperature's decreasing. It's now
depending whether I like them or not.
Celsius. That's your best lap in this session. You're currently 0.4 off the leader's pace. That lap was at 24.0. P3. That puts you 0.5 off the pace. The guy behind has just done a 25.3. You're now 0.5 off the pace. You've just done a 24.2.
Oh boy, this guy's lost it there. I'll hold him out of the way there.
The leader's just done a 23.5.
It's car low.
The guy behind has just done a 24.8.
Clear down low.
I might run this a smidgen higher in terms of force. Just a quick setting, I'm just going to make changing here too. Might bring it up by 5% here. Shifter feels a little bit more solid. Better couple of turns in terms of the strength on it. As soon as I put the strength up, it does that. Not a 0x contact, but I'll put it back in the pits. Alright.
The leader has just done a 23.5. There's a car approaching. Watch your mirrors. Stay behind the white line.
Sorry, man.
Oh, too much under that again. It's alright. Keep going.
You're currently 0.9 off the leader's pace. The lap time was at 24.4.
Oh, that's a big crash. Oh, he's gonna come back on track. Oh. And he's lost it, yep.
You're now 0.7 off the pace.
For people who know Phonetic laws, I'm running the FEI setting higher. For some reason I had it set to 80 on this when I thought I'd change it back to 100 many weeks ago, so it's definitely feeling a little bit more wild in my hands. Even though we're running linearity mode on,
What's your best lap in this session? That puts you 0.3 off
definitely
the
gives
pace.
it a slightly different
Your
feel.
last lap time was at 23.8. That puts you 0.5 off the leader's pace. That was 24.1.
I'm going to try and use less brake. It's very, very, very hard to give that maybe 10 or so percent brake input to try and slow the car down. Like there, I had to
You're
go
currently 0.4
way
off
too
the
wide.
pace.
That's just going to destroy the tyres if we go anywhere out there.
The guy behind has just done a 24.2. You're now
Yeah.
0.7.
I think I need to go power up a little bit earlier through there. If I hold the inside line here, yeah, this one's so much more wider than the first set of corners. That's a better line through there. I'll give it a go, see if that sticks, which it does. So
The guy behind has just done
plenty can be put through there.
24.1. That puts you 0.4 off the leader's pace. That lap time was 23.9.
Yes, another person's lost it over there. Yeah, I've tried the pedals out as well previously in a couple of other sims, and they do feel a smidgen nice. So it's not a really huge change from the red to the black springs on the V3s.
You're now 1.0
It is
seconds
quite subtle.
off the pace.
But sometimes subtlety and sort of that slight little percentage of change could make a difference in a lot of cars, in terms of, you know, spinning the tyres and getting peak slip. So yeah, especially when the throttle pedal's a very easy change. Clutch pedal not as much, but got there in the end. Because it's also running the interpolation setting also lower as well. I think it's getting a lot more of the bumps.
That was 24.3.
They do seem a little excessive, especially compared to other sims which have a little bit more of a I'd say it's a less bumpy effect, less dynamic, a little bit more consistent, a little bit more smoother. That's in the wall. One thing I definitely do notice is that the crash is a lot less risk braking with linearity. So that's probably a good thing. So now we'll jump into the race here. See how we roll. Everything looking fine over there, it seems. Yep. So yeah, definitely not a track I feel like we could win at, not at least compared to Talladega last week where we came very close. Just see how we go and try and survive the carnage because yeah, well yeah, it's just the national series. There's more carnage here than anywhere else, and because there's no cautions, if you avoid it, you never know what could happen. then. Let's just make sure I've got our changes in. -7 for the offset. Oh. 4% brake bias. There's 16 cars in here. Whee. At least 16 anyway.
There's a car approaching. Don't cross the white line. The track temperature is increasing. It's now 49 Celsius.
You never pushed that last corner a lot
The leader
more.
has just done a 23.8.
This first one, not so much.
The leader's just done a 23.7. P3.
I reckon braking here, even though you don't necessarily need to do it, it
That's
probably
the end of
is
the
going to be
session.
important
P3.
if you survive the carnage in the race. Probably going to do less damage to your tyres, the outside ones through there, because most people will just lift through there and they'll yeah, they'll pay for it later in the race, that's for sure. Alrighty, let's give this a roll here.
The pit exit is clear. Push now. Okay, Justin. We've got 2 laps to get the job done, mate.
Alright. So that's a bit too early because we didn't take into account the lesser speed through there. Let's avoid the wall there. Not the best run through there, but that's alright.
P8. Your lap time was 24.7.
That inside there, that's a good run through there. No, hit the wall. Not going to get a lap in.
New fastest lap for
well.
Sims, 23.7. The leader has just done a 23.7.
Thought it had the line and they just didn't put enough steering lock into it. It's okay, rounds here. Probably not a bad thing to start at the back.
P9.
Do a couple of laps just to try and get our iron a bit more. You see, if you just ease off the gas, you just go all the way out here, and those tyres will just be destroyed on the outside. You probably end up getting a faster lap time, but tyres will be dead halfway through the race. very crucial to be so close to the yellow line on the inside there. You're even a little bit off it. You just don't have the grip on the inside to be able to push through. This corner you've got a little bit more leniency, but even then, it's absolutely crucial. There'll be very little chance you can stay around the outside here and keep in a pack. Outside line will just be completely useless. Slight little more tension in that.
Bad luck, Justin.
There.
Take your time. Start it back up and get back in the race.
Should only be a couple of minutes left here. Yeah, less than that, 37 seconds. Where do we start here? It actually counted our lap. Oh, so I counted our first lap, which we did terribly in. That's why. But even non-pace wise, like, I think I'm going to 23.8, which will put me 6th or 7th, which is probably not a good place to be around here.
That's the end of the session. 14th.
Let's see how we go.
Good luck, everybody. Don't encourage them.
The people in the States, man, I don't understand how they can race, man. Like, over there it's still, like, really early morning. Like,
I said don't encourage them. That's when we're going to wreck.
More encouragement. Good job getting in the fives. That was the best lap I put on. I thought I was going to get full.
I missed qualifying.
This is my first race. How about the wheel
a
spin
little
here?
bit better
Pretty
in
bad.
terms of the view. A little bit higher up.
You know, the wheel spin is actually not that bad, but I don't know why people somehow spin their tires out on the start. That can actually happen here. Heck, it's even easy to correct if you spin the wheels.
Is second gear the preferred gear to start here?
You can start in first, but you just have to be smooth on the throttle. Don't just go mash it like you're Vin Diesel or something.
Yeah, I kind of figured.
People starting
Because if you're
first.
gonna mash it, that's when you're gonna spin the wheels and slow yourself down. And potentially wreck people.
The track temp is 48 Celsius. The air temp is 26
Larry
Celsius.
Reynolds, key to the race is right there.
Well, he's car
We
17
need
there.
to follow car number 11.
Just want to
In
get
the
as high as
outside
You know
well.
what? Maybe become a rules analyst. Yeah, I always start in second to be safe. Be a racer and then after that a rules analyst.
I just want one good race so I can do one and get out of here and come out with a decent finish.
I'm trying to get some decent safety rating. I'm trying to get out of B class.
That's one thing I'm doing.
I'll tell you, Rockingham is not a good place for getting your license up.
No, it is. This is one of the best tracks I've ever driven on in these cars. Just great at private time roads.
Oh, we'll see what we'll do. We'll start in first. This guy was
Okay,
saying.
mate, get ready. Let's go.
Oh, I've hit him.
On the low side.
Oh no.
Damn,
Oh,
dude,
He's still there.
there's only 0x.
Keep this line.
Oh my god, he's hit the wall. Oh, had to hold the brake. 20X's.
You're in the
Oh
middle.
no! Oh boy! Oh.
Clear.
Well, oh boy. Well, that was all my fault. Survived.
Guys, just stop by. It's not gonna race hard if you want to stop.
Now they're going from 18 to 11.
Oh.
The leader's just done it.
Go on the inside. Low side's clear.
The gap to Hernandez behind is now 0.3.
Oh boy, he spun it. Oh, he held
Go
it.
inside. You're clear down low.
Oh, did he? I'm not too sure. Anyway, got to try and focus again. I've lost the lead pack, so...
B13, that's your quickest lap in this session.
Oh man, there's a lot of cars there. Gotta be a little bit easier on the throttle there.
Road Union Lake Cal number 3.
Yeah, I don't know, that first lap incident where I was getting involved with him, I really thought what I could have done. Like, he just kept going where I was. And then, out of no pressure of me, he bins it into the outside wall. Like, what am I supposed to do? Anyway. Just trying to get past these guys while conserving our tyres.
On the inside.
You've just done
Oh, there's a wreck here.
23.9.
Clear inside.
Well, I almost got nervous there.
Car low. No. Together.
I'm going to close the
Clear on
inside, of course he is.
Car inside. Inside's clear.
P11. You've just done a 24.9.
This guy's really wide. Oh
Car
boy.
high. Outside's clear.
Carving up the track so far.
Closing in. The gap is now 0.5. Tenth position.
Thank you, too. Play note, grab it in a little bit deeper here.
Okay, Justin, you're reeling this guy in. The gap's now 0.8.
I'm going to probably using too much tyre though.
We're quickest at the moment. That lap time was 24.1.
Oh, that's wall. Oh boy.
Car high. Outside's clear. Car on the high side.
I have to stick my nose in there just to make
Clear
sure
on
he
the
was there,
outside.
otherwise he's going to block me the entire way.
The gap behind has now decreased to 0.2 E9.
That's a good one through there.
does. I don't know how you get it.
Oh boy.
That outside.
Oh, I fell into his trap. Into the barrier I go. I'm gonna try and hold inside here.
Go high. Go on the high side. You're clear on the outside.
I thought he was gonna have to overcorrect. Should have stuck to my guns there. No damage, but still just annoying there. So now we're back down to 11th.
Say hi, we're gonna get you,
And that's a really high line. Kind of followed him in there.
thank you.
That lap was at 24.0.
Now I'm completely missing that line through there now. Everyone's taking... Oh man, look at that. He got a really good run through there.
Get my bumper up.
I reckon this guy's been conserving tyres behind. Oh.
That lap time was 24.4.
You know what? He's probably done the smart thing here as well.
Take the inside before.
Oh man, it's very wild through here at the moment. So many cars, not enough space.
No worries.
You've just done a 24.4.
I just don't want to race hard. I want to get it.
Go high, stay low. Clear outside.
Oh, this guy, he kept it on it.
Clear
Oh,
up high.
must have gone in the wall there.
Be honest, I'm trying to just let a couple laps here.
P10.
You have a good reading.
Half distance.
Oh,
Looks
that's
good.
destroyed my tyres. Ah, I have to let him through here.
Still there. Inside's clear.
Yeah, definitely went too early on the tyres. That's why he's so slow at the start. He's just sneaking nice and consistent.
P11. You've just done it. 25.2.
Let's hope they run it into each other here. They've all been relatively well contained so far.
Thank you.
Oh boy, that's really wide, and he's going to take advantage of that.
Car low. Still there. Keep your line.
Ah,
Clear inside.
The car in front is over 10.
well, he's already made his way through the field.
P12. Linearity.
Car outside. High side's clear.
guys' tyres, I reckon, are shot too.
The gap behind is now 2.8.
A lot of people taking higher line now.
Car on the outside. Still there. Clear on the outside.
And try and have another look here.
Car low. He's still there.
Yes, I've
Low
got the
side's
pace.
clear.
P11.
Come on. He had to let off there for sure. No way he was going to hold that line. But yeah, right side tyres are completely shot. Still 12 laps to go.
That was 25.3.
Oh my god. Car's not even stopping. And he's following me through there as well. Got no pace.
Thank you, 11. Thank
That
you.
last lap was at 25.5.
I'm feeling good. I got this one.
Whoa. That guy's just letting him run through.
17, you're blinking. If I make it past you, I'm sorry.
Oh man, these guys are both catching up. Like, pace has really gone out of the car.
Go high here, please.
Car inside.
P11. Gap 2.
Clear inside.
Sorry, I didn't mean to do that.
Car low. Stay high. He's still with you.
Oh, it's alright.
Car on the low side. Clear low. Ring low.
Testing the limits
Alright,
there.
Justin. There's a car exit in the pits. Heads up. B13.
Stay high. Clear on the inside. Ring well with you.
Oh, he's in the wall there. Oh,
Car outside. Clear high.
The guy behind's catching. The gap's now 0.5. B12. That lap was at 26.5.
Go high, 18.
I'll let him go through.
It's car low. Stay high. You're clear on the
Thank
inside.
you. You could have done the next line.
No point.
The gap in front has increased. It's now about 5.8. That lap was at 25.8.
So we're gonna have a probably gonna have a dip soon.
B12. 2 to go.
Especially when my tyres are completely shot. Have been for about half the race. white flag here. Oh,
One more lap to
yeah,
go.
so he's off
That
it.
lap time was 25.6.
He avoided the contact.
Thank you.
And we doing good job moving those tires.
It was car 18, so he would have been really low down in I rating.
Yeah,
I
good
just,
race,
yeah,
you guys.
really burned the tyres up.
Thank you,
It's going to be another,
P12. That's the end of the race. We'll get him next
I mean,
time.
another significant loss in I rating, but probably isn't a bad thing with Indy coming up.
Yeah, you guys are quick those top two. My tires were good. I was so inconsistent in turn 3. I can't figure it out.
Oh well. Where are we? Here we are. There we go. Anywho, what's next here? 10:13, so we might have a bit of a gap here until we can do another race. How far did we drop? Okay, down to 17:39 in ovals. We went up 0.4 in in safety rating. So only 0.24 away from staying in A. Just gonna make sure I don't have any other disastrous races, and then we'll be okay there. Let's see, where do we go to next? Probably need to actually do some practice for the races that's starting now, so I probably don't want to jump into those straight away. That's an interesting one. So another thing I'm potentially, just recently bought the Audi R18. I'm gonna probably try that, and that race is in 45 minutes. Le Mans series. That might actually be a decent one to drive. Considering it's a new car, I've got to set up a few things in it, get used to my surroundings a bit. Might actually be a good idea to drive that. Otherwise, only other thing I can really think of is to do Kansas in the B class fix series, but yeah, that one, I think I might just wait up on that one. Because yeah, only 3 oval races this week. Well, only. So I got Nationals, B class, and Indycar at Kansas, along with obviously the Indy 500. So see how we go. I think what we'll do is we will go ahead and do Le Mans now. And at least I've got a bit more of a longer run in terms of running some new FFB settings and just testing our surroundings here. So let's quickly get that one sorted out here. We'll set ourselves up for a practice session. So the Mans series is at Suzuka, which is a track I really do not mind. So the first time we're driving the Audi R18, as have been driving the Porsche 919 for the entirety of this season. But Team Lapsat Racing, we are going to be driving, at least, well, my car, we're going to be driving in LMP1 at Le Mans in June. We're going to be taking the R18 out of the 2 LMP1s, so let's quickly change the wheel. There we go. Just bring that down here. I'm just going to try these new settings on this. I didn't mind them too much in that last session. Do feel a little bit different, but generally speaking, don't really mind them too much. There we go. Load them in. It's going to load a setup as well. So generally speaking, if I was sort of having a preference in real life, I do prefer the 919 Audi. But considering this is a racing sim, yeah, these things can happen. Look, it's still a Le Mans winning car, so you can't diss it. Yeah, I'll leave it at that for now. I'm just going to quickly watch a video here, which is... Just minimise the volume on that. Because yeah, the hybrid boosting system thing is a little bit different. It runs completely different numbers from what I can tell. And I know the deployment is a fair bit different in the R18. It's, well, sorry, deployment, regeneration. So it doesn't regenerate at all under power, it's all done under braking. Yeah, this is... It's going to take me a while to get used to, so I'm definitely going to need some laps for this. Seems like it likes a higher gear compared... Like, I know the Audi... sorry, the Porsche loves... Like, shifting down to first is basically a requirement on some tight speed corners, whereas this obviously, I think, just looks a little bit more in tune with... Yeah, with sort of more standardised gears around there. Similar to what a GT car would run gear-wise. It's probably going to make it a little bit easier to sort of get used to. But yeah, I'll need to learn the deployments and how they all work. So let's do that now. Yeah, and this I think I'll probably be able to determine on a road course how I like these new force feedback settings. Yeah. And I can quickly just revert back to my regular settings if I don't like them, so... See how we roll. Alright. As chat's obviously broken again, as it likes to do every time we start up iRacing. I'll get to screw around with that now. Anyway, for the car to actually load in here, actually. So I've just got to determine my sensor position, and once I do that, I can then determine where else I want this placed. Actually, what I might also do as well, I might actually just take off this hoodie here as well. It's getting a bit warm in here. Show my Renault shirt. Bright yellow, which is going to look fantastic on the stream, but it's going to screw up all the colour saturation levels. It's alright. Alrighty. Yeah, as I thought, everything's sort of a little bit all over the place here at the moment. The wheel's so much smaller in this car. The visibility might be a tad better, though it's a little bit narrower. And of course it sounds like a tractor because it's a diesel. Fantastic. Just gotta quickly screw around with this. One day this will work properly. One day. Oh my god, come on. If anyone's ever watching this and they're determined to tell me how I can stop my desktop object going grey screen in iRacing, that'd be fantastic. So I've tried searching for it for ages and I've never found a fix for it. Oh my god. At least a permanent fix anyway. What if I do it like that instead? Oh, looks even worse. Oh my god, this precious practice time. Come on, chat. If I unpin it, get rid of it for now. Oh, now it's got completely haywire. Oh, no, that hasn't done it either. Oh my god. Funny thing is like it knows it's there, it just can't render parts of it for some particular reason. If I zoom this out a bit more. Oh my god. Alright, come on. There we go, it actually worked that time. Alright. It's not in an ideal position, but it'll do for now. So, let's just go back to car settings here. Use custom controls per car. What do we need to set here? Hybrid boost hold, which is important. Hybrid no boost, also very important. In-lap and FCY mode toggle, which I still don't know. Maybe I might have to change them one day. Deploy mode set. Probably regen gain set. Okay. So controls wise they're basically the same. Well, I've got to let this set up actually. And let's just load these in. Put it on the race setup with the race fuel. Alright. I hope so, Nazbar. Thanks for tuning in again. See how we roll. It is my first time in this car, so I am not expected to do much in this, but we'll see how we go. So I think, from what I can tell, the blue is total charge and red is probably deployment for a lap. It's a very odd feeling when there's no force feedback. Anyway, so there we go.
All clear on pit exit, you can push now.
Oh, the diesel, such low revs, it's going to be very hard to get used to. Well, my frame rate's very low for some reason. Not sure why that is. Oh, this car is a lot more... It's got a lot more oversteer. Yep. Deployment versus charge, that is. It's a shame the numbers aren't a bit bigger. The only thing that sounds the same is the whine under braking from the flywheel. That's about it. Yeah, I'm using the Audi because our team, well, the team that I'm going to be running with for, yeah, the Le Mans 24 hour, we're going to be using the Audi. So this is my first experience in that, well, in this particular car. I have to figure out what's going on with my frame rate here. Battery there. Gotta be very... It's gotta use so much more visual with the shifting. And yeah, these force feeding settings are definitely a lot lighter than what I'm used to. So gonna have to increase these as well.
Sector 1 is 1.1 seconds off the pace.
Let's go around the outside. Oh my god.
Right side's clear.
Got to try and not be annoying while I'm learning the car. Yeah, you can do what you like. Jump in and yeah, be my guest. I'm definitely going to increase the force feedback and strength on this.
E6. Sector 3 is 1.1 seconds off the pace.
Oh my god.
Clear right.
There's going to be fun in this race in terms of lap traffic.
Sector 1 in 1.8 seconds. Off the pace.
Oh man, that curb upsets the car really badly.
Mind these track limits, please, Justin.
Because while I'm here, what I'm going to do is going to quickly change these force feedback settings. Let's have a look here. Try this at 60 actually. Oh no, we'll try it at 55. It's probably just a bit lighter. Oh, and there goes Porsche. Oh my god, what are you doing, man? Sorry. Oh, damn, I don't have my thing set. Shit. 1 sec, I'll say I apologise, that's my bad. Actually, no, well, he came on my line. I really shouldn't have to apologise. Alright, let's see. I'm not sure what's taking up my frame rate here. Nothing I can see, just a lot of cars in here, I think. Oh yeah, there is a lot of cars in here. That's probably why. Let's,
There's traffic behind, take care. On your left. Clear
What?
left.
you see when the HPDs wanted to... This car's definitely not as planted as the 919. Especially on these cold tyres. Oh, look at that.
Fastest lap for Gomez, 142.88.
I think that front the tyres are still...
Seventh position. Sector 1 is 0.7 off the pace. That's a new fastest lap for Gomez, 142.24.
Oh man. Sort of having to go fucking through 130R. Oh, sort of. Very loose though.
That's your quickest lap. That was 145.64. Sector 1 is 0.7 off the pace. Track limits, they'll invalidate this lap.
I mean, for all the fact that you don't gain any of your ERS back from anywhere other than under the braking, it is actually does gain significantly more when you do brake. Which I thought would actually make it harder in terms of energy conservation, but it looks like you can still definitely push it out of the heavy braking zones and get a good boost out of them. Get a lot of it back. Oh, it's still going to do that though. Still has that characteristic where the brakes just do not stop the car when you lock them.
On your left. Left side's clear.
Oh, still very...
Sector 1 is 1.4 seconds off the pace.
Right side. Clear on the right.
Sector 2 is 1.7 seconds off the pace.
in the 45, so I'm still not very quick.
Lap in the session. You're currently 3.2 seconds off the pace. your fastest lap for Gomez, 141.86. Sector 1 is 0.8 off the pace. Sector 2 is 1.3 off the pace.
It feels like I'm not going all that quick. It's such an odd car. And yet, you're flying along.
That's your fastest lap. Sector 3 time is fast.
Actually started getting in the groove with this car a little bit. Pace is still a little bit suspect. It's a bit wide.
Sector 2 is a second off the pace.
Left side, clear on the left.
That's your fastest lap today. Sector 3 time's okay.
But I remember to actually start off with the session here. What's the time?
10:46 PM.
Yeah, 14
Sector 1
minutes.
is 1.1 seconds off the pace.
Oh, hit that kept too much. Oh. At least that was a decent run of laps. Oh, hi Nick. Was my SR always that high in road? It's been at 4.99A at one point. After endurance events where you do a lot of laps and a lot of corners with very little incidents, yeah, it skyrockets. So, yeah, it's been that high before. I'm just gonna quickly sign out of that. Well, sign out of this practice session and sign in to the proper one. And that's obviously going to break my chat again because of course it is. Hopefully we're able to get it to work. Yeah, overall iRating's the one, which is still stuck in 1.7, and I need to have it above 2 before the end of the season. So, withdraw from this. I mean, what are the times these guys are doing in this? 140.8 is these guys' race pace. So I reckon I'm closer on the pace in the Audi than I am in the Porsche. Anyway. While this is loading, I'm just going to have another quick look at this lap. I want to see where this guy's deploying boost. It's not using any through here. Yeah, Mazba, it's only a practice session though, so we'll see how we go in the race. And there wasn't that many LMP1 cars in there, but at least I'm closer on the pace than what I have been previously. Why has he got 2% used there? It's an odd place. Yeah. It's alright, I need all the help I can get. Ghosting moral support. Okay, so out of the hairpin he uses like half of it. He's only deploying it in 2 places. So, sorry you can't see this, but I can't actually show this because this is a protected thing by subscription, so... He didn't even actually use it that much there. He just uses it all on the main straight, which is peculiar. So qualifying lap that's going to be different again, because you want to deploy more. Uses it all down the main straight. That is so strange. Alright. Fancy footwork, yeah. Trust me, it's definitely not fancy. The heaviest feet in the world, minor. Alright, let's load in here. It's a popular session. Yeah, this car's definitely a lot more lively to drive. And I'm probably also just going to... I'm actually going to have a quick comparison. I'm going to run with my old force feedback settings with this car and see what I prefer before we head into the race. I'll change that before this session loads in as well. It definitely feels a little more consistent with these settings, but I'm not sure if I prefer the... It just feels a lot more dead at low speed, and high speed definitely has a lot less force. I don't know, it's an odd one. I feel like they've recommended the linear setting because it's... So to sort of explain force feedback settings, it's only running at 60 Hz tick rate for the force feedback, which is very, very slow compared to a lot of other sims these days, which, generally speaking... These days, most of them run at least at a couple of 100 hertz. And it's one of the downfalls of iRacing's force feedback system. So I reckon what they've done is they've done it to try and reduce the peaks and troughs that will occur. It's the only thing I can really think of. And if I feel like it's worse, then I'll bring it back and I might just raise the force a little bit higher. What rim am I using? This one. It's the Club Sport V2. Well, technically it's the Podium Racing Wheel F1, to be specific. But it's a Club Sport V2 with the advanced pedal module. These bad boys over here. with, as I was explaining to you the other day, with the magnetic clunky shifters. Which we can actually get that bit. And if you compare it to the sound on this one here, which only has the snap dome ones, hollow sounding. So that's why I'm looking forward to getting those paddles with the magnets in them. Just a lot more of a solid clunk when you shift. Okay. It is a very satisfying sound with magnetic shifters. Very satisfying. Even though when you're sort of in here with everything on, you don't really hear it, but you still feel it. You feel that they're a little bit more solid. They just snap into place quicker. There's no... It's really pretty much on or off. Like, there's no sort of play in it. Like, here you've got a bit of play here. If you sort of reduce that, it just means you've got to be more consistent in shifting. And I feel like after what happened at the Nürburgring, in terms of, yeah, the downshift problem, that just ensured my decision. Did I want to go magnets? Because I reckon I wouldn't have made that same mistake if I had the magnetic shifter on the downshift. So, alrighty. So we are going to just quickly load this back in here. The chat is alive, but it won't be for long, I reckon. Nah, because that's going to cover my rear view. That's unfortunate. It's going to break it again. Yeah, Indy 500 mode is going to be a lot of fun. Even though I could very well die lap 1, I've got 3 attempts this weekend. I'm aiming of doing if needed. So, see how we roll. Okay, that's working now. Okay. As long as it's not covering my review, that's excellent. Alright. So let's see how it feels like with these force feedback settings. My old ones.
There's traffic approaching. Watch your mirrors.
Oh, it's a lot more heavier. Willie Bin System Republic. Is that System Republic? Willie Bin's Mayhem Republic.
Right side's clear.
Yeah, well, I can already tell straight away the amount of force. So I really need to increase the strength settings to counteract for those other settings for sure. Look at that. Especially the low speed and
The
stuff.
leader has just done 2:00.1 seconds.
Yeah, I know the one. I think it's the one that keeps popping up in my recommended list on YouTube for some odd reason, even though I've already watched it. I watched the full race years ago, I think it was. Back when it was still sort of early days, and yeah. That's the thing, like, the Indy is so... like, anything could happen, and unfortunately, running into idiots is very common. It was why I was surprised last year in my first attempt ever at doing it. I sort of managed to sort of get all... yeah, to sort of avoid it all. But some people could try for years and they might not get past a couple laps into the race. It's just so hard. Yeah, this is definitely a lot more dampened as well. I can already feel that as well. And that's obviously because it's running a bit higher natural damper. Yeah, that happens like every time. People, like, because the way the Indy works is that it's a double file start of the race, and then it's single file for every caution. And that double file restart can be crazy, because a lot of people, even though at the start of the race your tyres are fresh, you shouldn't get any wheel spin, even if you're starting first gear, somehow people still do it. And it just causes carnage. It happened in my race last year. One of the caution periods happened immediately after the race start. You know.
P3.
Let's try and run this guy's strategy. So no boosting for a while here. Curves are so much more vicious. The old settings straight away. Oh, I used to be too much there.
Alright, sector 1 time's okay.
Probably need to use any there either, but get a whole bunch of it back here. Don't need to break anywhere near that hard. Got to go down to 4th and then ease it into 3rd 3 here.
Sector 2 time is okay.
Well, so it depends, right? So the Indy 500 race is an oval special event, so that is definitely an oval race. Daytona, it'll depend, right? So Daytona has obviously the road, the oval setup, which is you know, typical 3 main corners there, and then it'll also have the 24-hour layout, which is obviously the oval with all the corners on the infield. It'll depend on the series. Some series, like the one I ran last week, the Indycars, where it determined that as an oval.
Okay, Justin, we need to watch these track limits.
Well, yeah, the race that we did, that was in the IndyCar Oval Series. That was on a road course, and that'll sometimes happen. It happens with NASCAR as well. They'll probably run at least one road course every year. Every season. They'll run one road course just as a change-up. And in a lot of cases, actually to give people I-rating. It's just an opportunity. If people are willing to just sort of jump onto a road track and boost up the I-rating that way. But yeah, the IndyCar Series, there's three different series of IndyCars in iRacing. There's the year-long series, which is considered a road series, which combines both road and oval tracks. That runs parallel to the real IndyCar season, even though that actually isn't running at the moment. Then there's the fixed oval series, which is obviously an oval series. Yep. And there's the open setup road series, which runs predominantly on road tracks. So, yeah, look, they do it because they can't sort of mix and match a series. They have to sort of stick a series to one type of thing. And sometimes people like to change up. So, in a lot of cases, in a lot of series, the tracks and stuff are voted on by the community. A whole bunch of them are. So that's, generally speaking, there's some sort of input in the community as to what tracks run per season. And yeah, obviously, and a lot of them, they try to match the real life races as well. So for example, if there's a race weekend going on at Spa, for example, you'll see a lot of Spa series running that same weekend. What am I going to do? Should I just run the new settings? I reckon probably in this car I should stick with what I'm used to. I'll go with the old settings for now. And this now, then I can have an easy comparison when I do change to the other settings, just in terms of how much force I need to run it at. How many LMP1s do we have in here? Oh boy, so I'm down the back end of the LMP1s, which is fantastic. 4, 5, 6, geez, big field. 11, 12. Alrighty then. So I'm going to run this in queue. And... yeah, we'll run with these current settings. Alright, let's see how we go.
Intake 6 clear, don't cross the white line. We've got 2 laps to set a decent time.
Ah, the old tractor. Oh boy. Oh shit. Alright. We've got enough time to go back. These thing on cold tires, man. It is something else. Thank
Your
God for
exit's
fast
clear,
and cold
don't
one.
cross the white line.
Yeah, very smooth. I wish this car drove smoother than what it is right now, but yeah, these cold tyres are a menace. And I feel like I'm feeling it a lot more in this car than I was in the Audi. I say the Porsche. Oh, Jesus Christ. It's such a curve, the thing just wants to go sideways. I might try and use all my boost here, sort of early in this lap, and then do the sort of optimised way for the second lap. It'll give us a good comparison in terms of the difference. Oh no. Alright, there we go. Racking up the off tracks. Entire battery there. Tire's not even coming yet. Not at all. Oh no, that's one lap pins. Oh, keep it out of the wall. As you do, just reverse. No worries. So the braking is very iffy. Like, it is in the Porsche, but this is like, yeah, even more still. Very easy to lock up. So I won't bother wasting the boost, I'll just make sure we're at 100% coming out of the final corner.
The leader's just done it, 139.36.
Like, I'm only in 5th gear, and the Phonetic has an hour. Such a difference in car. Oh, that was really wide through there. It's going to cost me a few tenths. Hopefully the brakes can actually handle this corner now. A little bit better, but I was also a lot more cautious through there. This is going to be a slow run. Understeer through there is shocking. Let's see how 130R goes. Slight. I didn't want to downshift there. Souls of the people qualified. 40 cars in this session. Jesus, it's going to be a busy one. Only a 43 on quali pace. Jesus, 39s. Far out. But I'm not the slowest on quali pace. I'm 3/10 faster than the guy who's got a worse I rating than me.
10th position.
We're good. But yeah, this is obviously split one. So I can keep up in terms of race pace. It's exactly the same pace as I've got in qualifying. Okay. We'll see what happens in the actual race. Bet crash, always bet crash. One day it'll happen. Oh damn, Danny Ukandaya is in this. He's an actual real-world driver there. He's driving in DTM Blancpain GT3.
This time, no penalty in the pits.
So,
yeah, I'm going to be very careful. I don't want another 40-second penalty.
alright, first race in the Audi.
What a
Can
lineup,
it go
guys.
any better than my races in the Porsche? Let us see. What are most people running? It'd be typical that most people run the Porsche in the week that I start to pick the Audi. Like it would be fundamentally typical. There's a Porsche next to me.
By the way, so your
Out in
video
front.
had no idea I had touched
Porsche's
the
to
car
the
that
left.
fast.
To the right. So it's like a half. The
Yeah, I saw
Porsche
your
did get
comment.
did get a
It was,
get a
I think
bit
it
of
was
a
a
buff
tiny bit
in
negative
the
anyway.
in this morning's hotfix. So
Yeah, I didn't even
What
feel
to
it.
say?
I had no
The air temp is
X or
23
whatever.
Celsius, P10.
All I saw was the missile.
Dude, I was so lucky.
Follow car number 17.
Yeah.
oh man, frame rate is definitely taking a chug at the moment here. Too many cars in this session.
Okay, Justin, let's get this right. No fuck-ups. Go.
Oh, nice. Oh,
There's a guy on your right. Still there. Right side's clear. Right side, clear on the right.
oh, Jesus Christ, these cold tyres.
Car
Oh,
right. Clear right.
I needed to use more boost off the start there. We've got to get used to the different... Oh no, he's hit me!
Car on the
Ah,
left side,
shit,
clear left.
that's race over.
Okay, let's find a good rhythm. Make some places.
He had so much more grip through there. I'll have to take. Oh no, and the thing's just got no grip now. Well, that was going to be a practice session now. I'm going to wait for all these guys to go through. Oh, sorry. Oh. Well, I'll take the repairs in the pits, however long they are. We'll just go out and just drive this car around. Yeah, look at that. It's got like no speed. So yeah, have to pit it. Oh, it'll be required repairs, Nick, but just wanted to avoid the tow, so. No, there's no requireds, but it might as well be required repairs. Let's see how much this thing can be repaired here. Optional 2.24. So I'm going to take all of these because I'm going to need them. Oh, and I just realised I was going to fill up all my fuel as well. Oh well. Man. The Porsche just have so much more grip off the line. Just, it's, yeah. Like, I don't even think the guy really did anything wrong. He just, he put his foot down. I had absolutely zero grip going through there. So I was like, well, it was either I was going to spin the car or I was going to get run into by behind. So I'll lose 2 laps here, unfortunately. It's like, what I'll do, while we're still waiting for this 1 minute 18, this will win your bet, by the way. Then I'm going to hit escape here. At least it should. Anyway, oh maybe not, maybe I do have to tow for it to do it. Let's see what happens here. So here I am. Go a little faster here. So yeah, he's literally... I think he's... Yeah, so he's in the Porsche here. So he's obviously got a lot more grip coming through there. Like, oh, there was... He's put the... Yeah. Not much I could have done. That's alright, well... The way I'm going, I probably will die again. So, that one might require a tow.
All clear on pit exit.
At least I'm on the back of these guys, so... I don't have to make my way through the LMP2 traffic. Came out at the right time. Like here, for example, like straight away, like it's so nervous. This is going to be an hour of essentially a practice session, so probably it's not going to be very entertaining. But I'm committed to finishing the race. Be a good learning experience. I'm probably going to redo this race at some point during this weekend, so I'll redo it. So
That's last.
it's more off tracks. Can't even get my safety rating up.
Warning, keep it tidy, please, Justin.
Oh my god, I've done it again. This race is going from bad to worse. Oh my god. Making all these mistakes in a race session after I had a nice sequence in practice without any incidents whatsoever. Always happens. So this will be another couple of minutes of repairs.
The track temperature is falling. It's now 41 Celsius.
This is a tricky bastard to drive, unfortunately. What I might do, I suppose since this is just now testing, I'm going to swap back to the other FFB settings. It's mid 54, so it's actually less now. Let's quickly swap out of these. Just boost the force, basically. We're on 60, let's see how that feels. As I said, if I'm sort of not getting anywhere with the practice, then I'm, yeah, needing to, I'll see if I can do another race. I'm not too sure what else I'll run sort of soonish. I mean, I probably won't lose too much in I-rating, but,
Karma.
My bad, I'm sorry. Sorry, man,
because
my
I'm towards the
bad.
back of the field anyway here. Like, I'm 40
Sorry.
frame car in this field, so...
Yeah, that's your bad. What the fuck, dude?
Oh,
Man,
this
you
is gonna
don't
put me in
need
a
to
bad
talk to me
place.
like that, man. I said I'm sorry. If you want to talk garbage, go ahead.
Am I gonna get out into at least a gap here?
I'm making.
Right in the middle of the pack. I just wait a little bit longer. Alright. Let's see how these full feedback settings go.
There's a car approaching. Stay behind the white line. Blue flag.
Oh no. Sorry. Oh no, I'm just gonna go off track. Oh, that was just gonna be a disaster.
You're coming up on the GTE cars.
Wait for these stuff to go through. And I'm just going to overtake him anyway, but, you know, just didn't want to have any pressure behind, especially when I'm not confident on the tyres.
Slower class car ahead.
Oh my god, just stick to your line, man.
You're clear on the left. Blue flag.
Like that. Like, just, there's no grip at the rears. Just don't feel anything, man.
Blue flag.
Thank you.
All right, Justin. You're approaching some slower cars. These guys are fighting for position.
I'm just going to go nice and slowly here. This is my fear. The track is such a busy track at the moment with so many cars. It's like, I don't want to get involved unnecessarily with these guys.
Slower cars ahead. These guys will be fighting for position. They might not see you.
It's like a... Oh, now bloody Windows notification, of course. Well, at least I'm seeing it. Oh my god, just...
You are clear on the right.
Slower class car ahead. Blue flag.
Oh, I'm at it 2 laps without binning it this time. That's something.
Your lap time was 151.66.
And even then, the force feedback settings here need to be even higher than what they are. It's a big difference when you got linear on. Man,
You're approaching
the
a group
frame
of
rate
slower cars.
really isn't helping. Bloody hell. Need to reduce the amount of cars I'm drawing at any given time.
The leader has just done a 140.47. Blue flag. Coming up on a slower class car. Blue flag.
I like I'm getting shown blue flags by the GTE guys. I'm going to be racing these guys for position next lap.
Blue flag. Blue flag.
Clear right. Car left. Clear on the left.
Blue flag. Slower class car ahead. Blue flag.
Oh, come on.
There's a group of slower cars ahead.
Oh my god.
Blue flag.
Oh my god.
Clear on the left.
Stay between the lines, please, Justin.
So these guys are like, especially if by pace, difference in pace, like these guys here, these guys operating in the first good place, like these guys are pros of the pros, right? Like these guys are probably at least 5 or 6 KI rating. So they just find time, even in a complete difference in cars.
You're coming up on a slower car.
They'll just find pace on the braking. You just gotta be so careful. I'm gonna be stuck behind Danny here for a bit. Nicely.
Slower car ahead. This guy's their class leader.
Look at that, man. So much.
Blue flag.
Alright, kind of got away from the GTs. Hopefully I can actually get some clean laps just on my own here.
Blue flag.
I don't know, maybe there is something to the fact that I'm driving a bit more consistently with these new force feedback settings than I was with the old ones. Maybe. Probably just optimal timing, if anything else. You're always going to take a positive out of anything, even in a race like this. You know, it's my first time in the car. It's probably better that I'm around the back just sort of doing things at my own pace rather than getting in a battle and just ruining other people's races in a car I'm not all that familiar with. So I do feel like maybe over time I would probably prefer this over the Porsche. It's odd, like, it's such an odd sensation with such low revs. You feel like you're not going quickly, but then you look at your speedo and you're, yeah, well above 250 k's an hour. Like it's an odd sensation. It feels like you're driving a high-speed lawnmower. Actually, even a lawnmower would rev higher than this. It's not even a lawnmower, it's like just a tractor. Like, I'm in the 43s, like that, I don't know, for race pace that isn't terrible.
The track temperature's decreasing. It's now 38 Celsius.
If I was in a race with more people closer to my particular speed in this car, like, yeah, I could probably at least keep up. And the big bonus is visibility as well. It is a little bit easier to see out of this compared to the Porsche. Oh no. Is that going to stop? Oh, it didn't. Ah, there goes me talking too much again. That's more damage. That's at 11x now. I've got to be careful about that curb. When I redo the race, that's going to be my number one consideration.
Better.
Once again, pace has gone out of the car. If you take any sort of bodywork damage in this car, it is gone. And that's what on 10.
What's your speed limit in the pits? The pit lane speed limit is 60 kilometers per hour.
Alright. What's that damage total here? Oh, 116. So we're actually getting progressively better. Oh no, didn't do my repairs. Shit. I forgot to put the brake on. Ah! Ah, it's a disaster.
Watch your mirrors, there's a car approaching.
Nothing's going right.
You're coming up on a slower class car.
Man, why you are so idiot? Tonto.
Blue flag.
Oh my god, even then, man, like...
Okay, Justin, there's a group of slower cars ahead. These guys are busy fighting each other.
I give up. Nothing, just... I feel absolutely zero confidence at the moment. There you go, you won your bet. I'm gonna re-attempt that. That's another point. There's no point anymore with doing that. Especially with my frame rate just completely and utterly dying here. I've got to draw 30 cars.
Are you a fucking idiot or what? Come on, man. Second time.
Maybe that helps a little bit, and maybe... You are on the leaderboard now as well, yep. Finally a successful bet. Alright. Do I attempt it again? Like, what time does... Oh, next one will run at 1 AM. Probably a bit too late for that, especially for a 1 hour race. I'm committed to getting that car right, though. I reckon possibly with force feedback, I might. But that still was definitely off in terms of force as well. Let's just... reckon basically 70 will be close to the mark with that car. What do we do? Let's see. Yeah, see, I'm thinking run some practice sessions in that car, but see, the problem is if I run practice sessions in the car, then I don't know, like that'll just lead me to want to do the 1 a.m. race, and I feel like that's just going to be terrible. But there's nothing that I want to run happening for a while, it looks like. Oh, Indycar's at Kansas, maybe. The bet command, so if you look in the title, I'm not sure if it's cut off, but so exclamation bet help, all in one word. That should give you a list of different commands. That or exclamation bet space FAQ. One of the two will give you a list of commands. Why am I getting notifications for an event at my work now? What a bizarre thing. Someone didn't know how to set a Outlook calendar entry properly. Top 5, only one in there. First successful better though, a successful better, so... What I'll do, I'll run this Indycar race, fuck it. At Kansas Speedway. And now I think you'll stay on that leaderboard unless you are completely, bankrupt yourself. Yeah, we'll run the Indycar. We'll run this and we'll use the current settings that we've got with a higher force feedback. What is this track like in IndyCars? Is it completely flat? Let's have a look. Yeah. I think what I need for a session in that Audi is like a session that's like probably like middle of the day. So not a time like now, because there's I've got a rating to sort of even in LMP1 to sort of be in the top split, like right at the bottom at the top split. That's now going to go. That's going to lose a bit there, and I'm going to lose a lot of safety rating. Considering I've done 10 laps for 11 incidents, that's going to take me down at least for 0.5 or 0.6. It's not a big deal though, because I'll still be in the 2s somewhere. But a session like that was just less cars on track, more space to just sort of get the car right, and especially with 4-spec when I'm playing around with that, like, I think just a session like that, too much high pressure, and we got cars everywhere. It's like 40 cars, frame rate was all over the shop, just nothing wanted to work out in that session, just was never meant to be. So maybe tomorrow after Indy, well, maybe, yeah, depends. If I've died early in Indy, then definitely. If I have actually survived, then, well, we'll worry about that if that happens. But yeah, definitely want to do that one again. Because I feel like that car's probably quicker once I get a hang of it. So we are at Kansas. Just going to see what this guy's line is through here. Yep, that's definitely all flat, at least on fresh tyres. Alright. Probably not going to be that way in a pack when you're following slipstream, but alright. Let's load into this then. Well, it isn't really... Suzuka's, like, huge, right? It's quite a long track. It's 5.5, 6 Ks, I think it is. So it's not small. But it's, like, there was 42 cars in there. Like, it's a busy session, right? And especially when I'm around guys in the 5, 6 KI rating, top split, you know, fighting hard, I don't want to get in their way and just sort of causing other issues. Like, at that point, you just have to sort of accept that it isn't your session and just get out of there. And it's a shame because, I don't know, I feel like the pace in there was okay when I was on my own. So yeah, look, there's spaces, right? So even in the S's early in the lap, there is spaces to overtake there. It's wide enough to go around the outside. And I don't think it was just, like, I've done enough like multi-class driving in the Porsche to sort of know whereabouts to take people. So I'm not too, like, I don't know, I'm not too nervous about that really. Like, I'm generally cautious anyway. But yeah, in a new car, like, to me, like, I was just losing the car just in odd places, just me not having experience in it. And I was trying to apply some driving techniques from the 919 still, so it just kicked in, and didn't want to accept them. And as I said, force feedback, I don't know, maybe the fact I was definitely a lot more consistent with the other force feedback, the new force feedback settings than the old ones. But I'll need to adjust it so it's at the same level of force to be able to confirm that. So, and hopefully I'll be able to do that in this upcoming session here. So, it's a different car, but I'll know straight away whether it feels like an Indycar should. Alright, let's load in. Because yeah, in theory, like, this linearity setting shouldn't be what you should use on a force feedback wheel, but I think with the way force feedback is in iRacing, it might just have to be like a necessary evil to basically linearize the forces at either peak, just to give it more of a consistent feel. I don't know. It's something I definitely still have to play around with. At the end of the day, if I'm taking my R rating, I'm taking my R rating. Like, it's not a big deal if that happens. Because I can always get it back. That's the thing with people chasing R rating, right? Like, you get into a position, right, where it comes too cutthroat. So you can have such a bad race and lose all your R rating, you just get into a bad cycle. Whereas if you just sort of don't care about it all that much, you just tend to sort of stay around the same mark. You tend to recover it easier. So, who knows, maybe next time I do it I'm in a lower split with lesser cars and I'm a bit more comfortable. Now, I have to try and fix this stupid bloody chat thing again. Now it's wanting to be difficult again. Come on, be kind, come on. Maybe if I take the headset off. So this is that. Turn it back on. And then do it. No, thought that would work. Oh, come on. It's like it blocks the view. It's such a strange thing. It's like I can see the edges of my display. It's like a grey screen. Like, you guys can't see it now. No, we don't want to quit that. You guys can't see it, but it's like just a grey screen. And I still have not found anyone online who's experiencing the same problem. It is such a bizarre thing. Maybe if I've got that screen in focus. Hang on. We don't want that open. So if we have that screen is in focus here, then possibly swap it back. So if we do that, maybe that's a trick. Seems to be okay for now. So put that back in focus. Swap this to where I want it. That stays okay for now. And then swap the focus back to here. Not that. And that stays. Alright. Maybe that's what I need to do. Okay then, so, Indycar. This is not the track we'll be racing tomorrow, but this is probably the last race that we do in this car before we just completely turn left at Indianapolis for hours at a time. Now this feeling here is just, it is just so strange, there's no force.
Exit's clear. Push.
And then when the force kicks in, it's like a little bit inconsistent.
You quickest overall.
So I feel like it still gives you a lot of the bumps. So I can see what they've tried to do with this, with these settings, the Phonetic recommended ones, these ones that I'm trying now, with linearity. So because they've increased the force intensity effect and lowered the interpolation, it means you're still going to cop a lot of the bumps of a track, despite losing the upper and lower forces, which have been normalised basically. So I can see what they've done. Whether or not I like them or not,
You've just done 25.5.
Still not 100% convinced, but anyway.
Your last lap time was at 25.6.
That's going to kill the tyre. I've got to get a bit of a better line than that in the race. Yeah, like that is just not going to work out well, because then that you'll be in the wall within a couple of laps. So I need to go a little bit quieter and hit the apex a little bit later, whereas this one here got a lot more room.
The lap time was at 25.8.
Don't touch the inside because then you are not surviving that.
Lap time was at 25.6.
It's gonna be hard to enter that corner with a finding a good line through there. I feel like we'll all have to just stay off the gas when everyone's in a pack here. Yeah, got a bit of a ladder apex. That makes it a lot easier. Have to keep that in mind. It doesn't feel too bad for me at the moment. It's probably because I'm sort of looking a bit lower as I...
Lane speed limit is
yeah.
72 kilometers
Of
per
course
hour.
it gives me speeding penalty.
Exit square, we've just had a stop-go penalty.
Is it a bit low? I don't know, like, right now, it doesn't feel too bad. Like, I think it's because so much is covered by the aero screen. Sort of this thing that goes around here.
You need to come in for this penalty in the next 3 laps.
Yeah, shut up. Yeah, I don't know. Let me see here. So if I turn this on and sort of... It's kind of hard to see my actual view when I am...
The guy behind has just done it. 25.5.
Yeah, so if I'm sort of trying to normalise position here... just to try and see what you guys are seeing. Yeah, it's like it looks a little bit low, but I think it's just because of the cutoff. Unfortunately, like on my screen, I've actually got a good view. Like, yeah, I'm probably just looking low. So when I'm doing this right, because I've got such a like, it's got these. I don't know. This is the safety thing for your head, so it doesn't shake in the actual car. So probably because that's sort of covering up a lot of view. Then you got the tire, the mirror. Plus, you haven't got much room here before the top of the aero screen is. It just probably just limits the view. Ah, oh, crap. Now I won't. Hang on. Once again, I'm just going to do my... Hopefully try to test a trick here to try and get the chat working without it being a piece of crap. You know, I think it might be so far so good on this track. I think it hasn't screwed up anywhere near as much as what it normally does. Yeah. Just then I change back focus. And then it stays. Excellent. I don't know, like, I'll try and keep my head up a bit more during corners, but it's difficult in VR. Like, I think you'll even know that it's kind of difficult to not
That's a new fastest lap.
Kind of
for
keep perspective
Jackson,
of where you're heading when you're
25.4.
sort of just fully encompassed in what's around you.
P2. That puts you 0.3 off the leader's pace. That lap was at 25.8.
Yeah, that later apex is definitely the way to go.
You're currently 0.1 off the pace. You've just done it 25.5. You're now 0.1 off the pace.
If you cut it in too deep, then you're either going to hit the apron or you're going to end up all the way out here. That's why the tyres.
You're now 0.1 off the leader's pace. P2. That puts you 0.1 off the pace. That lap time was 25.5. You're currently 0.1 off the pace. That
What's
puts
actually
you
using the
0.1
apron?
off the leader's pace.
Surely not in the Indycar. In the NASCAR you do. Oh, maybe you might have to.
You're now 0.1 off the pace.
I'll give it another go on the next lap when I'm more prepared for the jolt that comes through when you go down the net. Oh man, I feel like that's going to throw your car at some point. Not to mention that
You're
ruins your line for here.
0.2 off the pace. You've just done 25.6. Fastest lap for Jackson, 25.4.
Yeah, probably isn't advisable.
Your last lap time was at 25.7.
What's the time?
Oh no, I just can't hear you.
What's the time?
12.09. 9 a.m.
Okay, 6 minutes. Might do some qualifying practice here as well. Let's see. Let's bring out the qualifying fix setup here. Oh, that's right, I've got dual clutch on this.
The pit exit looks clear.
One of the few cars I've actually set it up for. And I still don't use it. But that doesn't really make sense at race starts, because this car doesn't have a... This car always has rolling starts. Whether this might have need 6 or not in the qualifying setup. Maybe it might.
That lap time was 25.6. Okay, Justin, you've got half your fuel left. Good lap. That's your quickest today. Very little fuel left. In this lap, box this lap.
If I want in 6th gear this time round.
Pit exit's clear. Push. Currently 0.2 off the pace.
No, basically
Last
got
lap
the
was
same lap time.
25.4. 2 litres remaining. We're running on fumes, mate. Box this lap, please,
There's
Justin.
no difference. You probably just need 6 when you're in a pack. Interesting. Anyway, this race is about to start, so... How far am I off the guy in 1st here? He also did a 4 as well. He did 397. No worries. Yeah, I'll be streaming tomorrow morning, probably from about 10:30 or so is when I'll be doing the start of the Indy stream. And yeah, this will be my last race for tonight here anyway. So yeah, feel free to tune in then. Yeah. Catch ya.
The guy behind has just done a 25.8. The guy behind has just done a 25.8. That's a new fastest lap for Jackson, 25.4.
That was odd. Sounded like he destroyed the engine there. Anyway. Alright. Should be giving us our session. There we go. So yeah, all going well. This will be the last race of tonight. And then yeah, as I was sort of saying before, we'll be doing Indy tomorrow. Hopefully, we'll be doing the first one, which is at 11 AM my time. So that's in about 11, just under 11 hours time. And then depending on how that goes, as I said, it could be a long 3-hour sort of race. That could be done in 5 minutes if I die straight away. Yeah, that'll determine what we do for the turns of streaming tomorrow. But I probably do feel like I want to go back into the LMP ones again and give that another crack. Want to do Class B ovals as well. And what else is there that I want to do? Michelin Pilot Cup is another race. I want to get back in the Cayman. First time I've driven that car since out P2 at Nerve 24 Hour. So let's see here. How many people in the session here? Okay, so I'm in a high split. $22 cars. Alright.
All clear, push now. Leader has just done a 25.5. V2. That's the end of the session. P5.
Alright, let's see how we do for qualifying laps here. Hang on, just gotta make sure it's straight. There we go. Or maybe. That's not bad.
Pit exit's clear. Okay, Justin, we've got 2 laps to get the job done. 23. That lap was at 25.6. The leader has just done a 25.4. The leader's just done a 25.4. The car in front has just done a 25.5. V4. Your lap time was 25.4.
Plenty of 25.4s, but I feel like most of them are going to be in the high 25.3s. Ooh. Those guys are close, top 3. Still though, it's actually not too bad. Could be far worse. We'll see what the other guys down here, if they put laps in, what they do. 25.361, gee. So it pits me by 4 thousandths. I'm going to end up being closer to midfield now. Equal time for 417. Yeah, was 5th, Masba. Was 5th. So what's this? 17, 18, 19, 20. Yeah, so 22 cars, currently P8. Still going to be in the middle. Middles and ovals, just, yeah. Look, in there, if you look at those gaps, like, yeah, this is typical IndyCar oval, like, yeah, 600th of a second separating us. Then I've got guys 5 thousandths behind me. Everyone will basically be on the same pace for in the pack. Ooh, that's 352. It's a quick lap. Yeah, more than first 5 now. Now I'm down to 10th. All of a sudden, these guys doing laps for late, getting quick times. Probably should have just waited until the end. Maybe there is some sort of track evolution that occurs even in qualifying. If not, it's not supposed to. Anyway. We'll see what happens with this.
That's the end of the session. 10th position.
1/10. How do you find the 10th here, basically? Jeez. Yeah, 75 laps. Yeah, these races, like, they tend to be at least 45 minutes with all the cautions, so could even be longer. I've been in races here that, you know, in this series that have lasted like
The
an
air
hour.
temp is 25 Celsius, P10.
But I think this track should be okay. I don't think it's... Like, there's much more dangerous ovals that this series runs at.
Follow car number 22.
I don't need the pit lane for now. Yep.
Catch up to car number 22.
Like you said, they say it's not going to be all that dangerous. I felt it could be famous last words around here. It's not been my night so far, so we'll see what happens.
Let's get this right, no fuck ups.
Oh boy, why is everyone on the brakes? Oh my god.
Floor it, green, green, green.
This guy's already got damage, yeah, you can already tell. Oh, this guy wants to have a look.
Right side. He's still with you. Still there. He's still
I'll
there.
let him go.
Still there. You're clear low.
Oh, these guys are using the apron. Haha. I thought it would be too dangerous, but there you go. Already washing off the speed in slipstream. Oof.
The leader has just done a 25.6. The guy in front has just done a 25.3. The guy behind has just done a 25.3.
Oh, that's in the wall, I think. Maybe he just avoided it. Might just stay in fifth there, actually. Gotta try and hit my line through here.
That's your quickest lap in this session.
Yeah, look how much understeer there is now. So much higher speed because of the slipstream. Alright.
Stay high.
Okay, Justin. The fuel window opens on lap 23 and it should close on lap 49.
Clear on the inside.
Just done a 25.6.
I should stay in sixth then if it's hitting the limiter. This guy from Giga.
On the outside. And still there.
That was a
Clear outside.
Oh, someone has to take to the inside of the track here. Oh, that's an unsafe re-entry. Oh, why not?
Car on the inside. Car
Why not?
inside. Clear down low. All clear.
Tate is leading the race. P10, that was 25.9.
The guys are just pushing. They've got such a good line through there. I don't understand that the higher tyres will just hold the grip there.
Hello. He's still there.
Oh, no, 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 no.
Clear high.
Oh, held it. That's going to lose me all my place if I gain from there.
Car high. Outside's clear. Car outside.
I don't know how they can
Keep your line.
use
Clear
that.
on the outside. Stay low. Still there. He's still there. Still there. Clear on the outside. On the high side. He's still there.
Oh boy, how was that not a crash? There we go.
Clear high.
Oh my god, how
Car outside.
they haven't actually wrecked. How in the
Still
ever
here.
living hell?
Keep your line. Hold your line. High side's clear.
Thank you, Bill.
Oh,
Car high. Outside's clear.
P19.
Car inside.
oh no!
Right.
Oh,
You're clear all round.
there we go. That's the caution.
Full course yellow, watch out.
There goes my front wing.
The pace car is out. Line up single file behind car number 7. Full course yellow, pits are closed.
Nah, definitely not cheating. These guys are just quicker. I don't know. Just I feel like I haven't done any laps in
Coming out.
impacts in practice, in the practice that I did. So just had to adapt to it. So I'll need to come in for a stop here. Hopefully it's just the front wing. They're going to just need to replace, and then we're all good. But I don't understand, like, that should have gone caution a couple of times before then. Like, people surprisingly didn't. People were dying, but it wasn't causing any cautions. People staying
Pit lane
out.
speed limit is 72 kilometers per hour.
Oh my god, why is this guy so... Oh, there he is. Oh yeah, just the front wing. Alrighty. Oh no! Shoot! Oh my god! Sorry. Oh my god, that's me being so stupid.
Safety car is out. Pits are now open.
That's why I don't look at the chat while it's in a caution lap. Oh, I'm gonna have to apologise. Oh, I don't have my thing set. Shh.
Alright, Justin, get ready. Race will resume at the end of this
Oh
lap.
my god.
Look out for the pit speed limit.
Whoops. Anyway, to answer you there, okay, so maybe there is. Look, end of the day, if people are, they're not. I'm sure what they're getting out of this. So, okay, it's another front wing. not sure what my video voice chat button is. It isn't mapped for some reason.
Green, 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 let's go.
It's car high. He's still with you. Keep your line. Hold your line. And still there. He's still there. Still there.
Still there, jeez.
He's still there. We're clear high.
Oh, I guess I'm lacking top speed. I've ruined my own race.
26.7.
Oh my god. Oh, that goal's going in the wall.
Go outside. Outside's clear.
P18.
Unfortunately, I've got some lingering damage, so... And I reckon that came from the hit. From me being silly.
Stay high.
You're pulling away. The gap behind is now 1.1 seconds. Your lap time was 25.8.
Still there. Clear low.
We've got a full course yellow.
Oh, that happened on the main straight, it seems.
Race car is out. Line up single file behind car 15. Safety
Ooh.
cars out. Pits are closed.
Definitely... One car's definitely out of this race.
Pits are open.
Sorry für den Kontakt, Luca. Spot hat gedacht, dass du da bist, als wir uns gerührt haben. Ja, ist gut, kein Problem.
The leader is pitting now.
I'm going to stay out here. Because I took tyres last caution. I'm not sure if that's a good or bad thing, but we'll see.
Safety car is out. Pits are now open. Safety car is out. Pits are now open.
It's pitted anyway.
Safety car in this lap.
Is this stuff going to stay in the queue, I wonder? It's curious to see how much I am in terms of pace compared to these fast guys here. If it's too much, then I'll have to just pit for every caution that comes up from here. It was a good test in terms of what's changed since last year in terms of the damage model on this car. To see how much it's impacted when you actually do inevitably get some damage.
Green flag, we're racing. B4, the gap to Japan in front is now 0.1. Just done at 27.3.
Oh man, once I'm out of slipstream, car doesn't feel too good.
Car on the high side. He's still there. Still there. Keep your line. He's still with you. You're clear on the outside.
6th place. That lap was at 26.2.
Car hard. He's still there. Outside's clear. Car on the high side.
Yeah, car's
Still
no
there.
pace.
B7. That lap was at 26.2.
Still there. You're clear up high. There's a car inside. Still there. He's still there. He's still with you.
I have to take a little bit of a higher line.
P9. That was at 26.3.
Oh, there it goes. That's a big crash. Oh, you gotta hold your brakes, buddy.
Full course yellow, watch out.
Anyway.
Race car's out. Line up single file behind car number 8. Safety car's out. Pits are closed.
It's like, the thought process behind some people when they drive in ovals, yeah. You see a car that's come spiraling from off track on there. If you're just going to push it, you're going to just smash into it. Like, they're not going to clear for you. This way I'm going to get a disqualification. Oh, 100% I've got damage, Nazba, 100%. I reckon...
It's
So,
open.
I was carrying damage from the last incident, and now here, this would be more repairs needed. Like... At least it's not
What's your
racing
speed?
damage. Been in the walls in this race. 15 required. Yeah, the front wing's okay because I replaced the front wing, but something, I don't think it's steering either. Something somewhere is damaged. I don't know what it is. And now it's going to be even worse. So I reckon I'm not going to have a whole heap of rear stability now. So it's been a bit of a disaster stream. I'm making mistakes. Other people are crashing into me. Just not my day.
It's open.
So I can take some solace in the fact I'm not going to be last, but even then... I hope for tomorrow Indy 500 is a better day.
Safety car is out. Pits are now open.
But man, my safety rating's going to take a big hit from this race. That's already in a precarious position.
Alright, Justin. Get ready. Race will resume at the end of this lap.
I'll see if any of these guys got caught up in the damage of that. I don't think anyone would have, because I think everyone was in front. Everyone in front of us was in front of that particular crash. So, actually, no, not everyone, because I did have to take 15-second penalties, so I did go back.
We can't pass left, Jono.
He's done that on purpose.
Green flag.
Green flag.
P12.
Oh boy. That guy's lagging. That's never a good sign.
That last lap was at 27.2.
Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh, he's coming out of the track here.
Closer. The gap's now 0.5.
Car outside. He's still there.
P11.
Keep your line. Hold your line. You're outside.
See, as soon as I get out of slipstream, car has nothing.
P10.
And it's not steering anywhere near as much as what it could be from speed. So yeah, it's some sort of steering damage
Stay
here.
high.
And so these guys are just flying by me once they get by.
Still there. Low side's clear.
Why do you use out of that so much for?
Okay, Justin, we're at the halfway point. We think about 38 laps remaining on this tank.
So I've got enough fuel for the race.
Last year, the last one here, but that was true.
Ease off a bit here. Yeah, he's gonna get me
Stay
here.
high. He's still with you. You're clear on the inside.
Left in front, the builder.
P11, you've just done 26.2.
Gotta go take the high line now. I might have to follow this guy. Might be an idea. Oh. No confidence there. We'll see if there is any more crashes. If there is, then sure, why not? I'll take the places I gain. So I'm sure not going to get them on track.
The gap to silver ahead is now 0.9. That was 26.1.
That guy can somehow still make the turn.
The lap time was at 26.2. Okay, Justin, the next car is Tate. Your last lap time was at 26.4. The gap to Tate ahead is now 2.7. just done it. 26.3.
Ah, just has nothing. It feels like I'm driving 20 kilometers an hour faster than what I am in terms of turning ability. Yet, I'm definitely not doing that speed. I'll be overtaken by these guys as well.
On the inside.
That's good consistency. Keep it up.
Clear inside.
The gap to Tate ahead is increasing. It's now 4.1. Is now in the lead. The gap to Tate ahead is now 4.8. That lap time was 26.4.
These guys aren't crashing. At least so far.
The car ahead is Tate. The gap to Tate in front is now 5.3 seconds. That lap time was 26.4.
Hold the big front through there now, it's got this fuel on board, but even then.
That lap was at 26.2. Last lap was at 26.3.
He's still there. Inside's clear.
The gap to Tate in front is now 5.8 seconds.
No, I'm not going to battle him, so try and use this slipstream.
That lap time was 26.5. Increased to 10 seconds.
Big 10 hit it.
10th position.
Maybe more people run out of fuel. I'll have to wait and see.
The gap to Tate ahead is now 6.7 seconds. Heads up, there's a car exiting the pits.
I think most people should be fine for fuel.
The car ahead's pitting now.
Okay, easy.
E9, you've just done it, 26.6. Your last lap time was at 26.7.
Carlo. Still there. Clear inside.
The gap to Tate ahead is increasing. It's now 8.2 seconds. That lap was at 26.6. Okay, Justin, that's good consistency. Keep it up.
It's got a way. I probably wanted to stay green here. Hit 1-2 spots that I've gained via stop.
E9. The gap to Tate ahead is increasing. It's now 9.5 seconds. The lap time was at 26.6. Full course yellow. Be
Oh. Well, so much for that.
Pace cars out. Line up single file behind car number 20. Full course yellow. Pits are closed.
There goes my position jump on 2 cars.
Pits are open.
I think it's only going to be a 1-lap sprint to the end. Those people that pitted already, they're going to stay out. Without any shadow of a doubt. Everyone's staying out. I'll do opposite.
What's your speed limit in the pits?
Pit stop, clear fuel.
Understood.
Essentially a free pit stop.
Safety car is out. Pits are now open. The car behind is pitting.
I don't even know what's going on with the pack here at the moment. He's got me in P8 now. Alright. I think it's probably because we gapped the guys with a lap here. That's probably what saved me. All these guys have stayed out with their tyres, so... And we're going to go green with 2 laps to go, so... We'll see what we can do. We've got no pace, but we're going to have grip. Jeez, look at... There's so many cars in the pack.
Yes. Nice job on the fuel saving. 6th gear. In the coaches.
Pits are open.
Look at this pack though, like I'm P8, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 cars in packs. There's 3 cars out of position.
Get ready. Race will resume at the end of this lap.
Jeez, people suddenly on the brakes every time. Okay, they're letting everyone through. So they're just gonna lose another lap.
green, green, let's go. 8th place, 2 laps left.
Everyone with my grip.
One more to go.
Oh boy, that's going to be in the wall. Have to... Even with fresh tyres and low fuel.
Finire la pista. Certo, finire la pista. Ma che più
Oh,
Yeah.
oh well. P8 is a lot better than what it could have been.
P8, there's the checkered flag.
I thought you 2 times shooting me.
Even with fresh tyres, just couldn't stick in that corner. Unfortunately, I think that's my own doing. Oh, I suppose, look, I might not have known. Like, I might have copped that damage from that first hit. I wouldn't really have known. So, P8 is
I
okay,
got a
considering
black
that.
flag for passing on a yellow. What happened after the race? Got I penalty or?
Yeah, you got a penalty. So they're actually at P7.
Wrong answer. Thank you.
There you go. So after all that, P7. So I'm going to lose safety rating and gain I rating for sure here. Let's have a look. Let's come back into the world of living here. Oh. P7 seems to be a theme with me and Indycars. I finished the Indy 500 last year. I'm only 10th and 7th place. So... let's have a look. Yeah, lost 16, so I'm back to 1.60 in A class. And plus 45 in I rating is pretty good. How much did I lose in the previous race before then? The disaster that was my attempt in the Audi R18. Oh, I'm back on the 2100 I rating there. Oh, I'm still above 3 in... still above 3 safety ratings somehow after that kind of a race. .66 I rating lost. There you go, so... Oh well, tomorrow I'll give that another crack. Strength of field in that session was just extraordinary in that session. 3,231 strength of field for a total strength of field for that 24-hour Le Mans race. Like, that's just insane. And like, if I just look here, one sec. All the top guys ran Porsche 919, so it's probably the faster car there. I just can't take a break. Can't catch a break with what car I pick in this series. Or in that last series, I should say, not the Indy cars. But yeah. Tomorrow will be the big one, I guess. First attempt at the 500 for the year. We'll see how we go. Yeah. think that'll do for tonight for sure now. It is nearly 20 past 1 here. Thanks for everyone watching, Ugh, shows how tired I am. So yeah, tomorrow morning, probably about 10:30 or so, I'll start streaming my first attempt for the Indy 500. Depending how that goes, see how what we do for the rest of the stream. Still want to do at least 4 official races at some point this weekend, in between that. So yeah, Le Mans and LMP1 again. We'll once again try it with the Audi R18. Hopefully this time I don't bin it. We'll also be doing Michelin Pilot Cup in the Porsche Cayman GT4, which is at Road Atlanta, which I think should be a good combo. We've also got to do V8 Supercars at some point this weekend at Imola, which is, well, whoever knows how that's going to go. Yeah, those first couple of chicanes are going to be a nightmare. And last but not least, I believe it is... what am I missing? Oh, of course. Class B NASCAR at Kansas as well. So once again, the same track as here. But definitely not anywhere near as flat out. But hopefully I don't get damaged in that one so early, and I can actually sort of keep up with the pack and not just sort of stumble into a 7th place. Anywho, thanks anyone for watching. Take care, have a nice night, and I'll catch you in about 9 hours time. See ya.